off. After the first month, I found out the contract was edited to where he basically collected around 70 to 90% of my money that I would make would go to him. And the newer version of the contract was worded in a way that any money I would have made counted towards that. So if I would have went and gotten a job completely separated from content creation, he'd collect 70 to 90% of that.
He was taking Chris's money and using it to like fix up a BMW.
Over the process of the time he had been with me, he had gotten enough out of me to completely rebuild his 350i. He bought his mother's house. That motherfucker right now has a house over his head because of me, because I was too weak to say no. During that time, because he was setting up so many brand deals that I didn't even fucking know about, mind you, but he was setting up brand deals, the dispensaries and things like that, that were making between, again, I don't want to give exacts, so I'll just give ballpark here, between $1,000 and $6,000 a month.
Chris would face other problems as a result of his living situation, at the time made worse by his now decreased income. Even after escaping homelessness, his new roommates would prove to be an issue.
Start working with Josh. Eventually, after being homeless for a while, we get the apartment. I'm staying with Aaron. Aaron's almost killed me multiple times. And that's not something I mess around with here. Multiple times I'd go to talk to him. Every month it'd be like, hey, Aaron, we need to talk about bills. That's not my fucking responsibility. I don't know why the fuck you're coming to me about this. Go into the kitchen, grabs a fucking knife. I swear to God, I'm gonna kill myself. Start sawing. So of course I go at him, he's my friend. I'm not gonna let this dude fucking kill himself. So of course I'm usually tackling him. We're on the ground. He turns the knife on me, and now it's two fucking 300+ pound men fighting to keep a knife going on one, and the other wants to go for it while I'm on the phone with the police. Yeah, motherfucker, get over here. He's fucking on top of me. I have more knowledge on how to clean up a crime scene than I ever desire wanting to know.
Yeah, Chris's living situation at the time wasn't the best, but I think that was mainly because of Josh taking most of Chris's funds.
I was living in that situation in an apartment that was 2 bedrooms, barely enough to cover rent, barely enough to get a week's worth of food, usually at a time.
He even had the 2-factor authentication on his phone for Chris's shit.
Every time that I would get upset, try to stand up to him, he'd change the passwords, he'd go right to his screaming fits.
Did iDubbbz know that stuff was going on with you?
I don't think he did. At the time, I think my fear was if I hit him up and, you know, Josh is right and this. How a manager's supposed to treat their people, I'm going to be the one looking stupid. I was too afraid to reach out. So I guarantee if I reached out to him and said, this is what's going on, Ian would have been like, yeah, no, that's not how they should be talking to you at all.
Chris was convinced that Josh was right. Josh knew what he was doing. And Chris is like me in a way. Once he sets his mind in a certain mind space, it is very hard to convince him otherwise.
It was so much, and I don't blame people who don't believe some of this shit because you really had to be there to see it. And it was a fucking one of the worst moments for me because I wasn't mentally there, I wasn't emotionally there, I wasn't even physically there.
For all intents and purposes, he made Chris dependent on him for everything. He had Chris's van that Chris had had for 5 years towed.
The whole van situation was, he got pissed at me one night. He told me to take my van, park it down the road at the gas station by his place. Of course, the process of a week being there, the van has to get towed at that point. And I found out later that he had done that on purpose because he wanted me reliant completely on it. You kidding me? After a week of it being in that lot, they wanted $4,000. And the worst part is I lost a lot more of my family stuff when that happened. My mother's ashes and a photo album up there. I had things like an old painting. I had my dad's war bonds in there. I had a few other things that were just, you know, sentimental type stuff that I'm not getting back.
The actions of those surrounding Chris went largely unnoticed for a period of time. This started to change though during a live stream, in which his supposed management called him out on camera to work harder, as they would be able to make more money from him.
I quit my job to help you, not because I knew that it was going to make me money. No, I did it because I wanted to help you and I didn't have enough time going to work and helping you because you are so much to handle that I can't work and help you.
My whole thought process when I saw what Josh was doing was, I'm going to do what I have to help Chris get out of the situation. Josh actually contacted me on Instagram to reunite me with Chris, and I knew instantly that he was going to try to use me.
Josh says, yo, I'm helping Robert out too. And of course at the time, I'm getting worse mentally. I'm thinking, oh, they're just gonna steal my fucking channel and leave me high and dry like he's been doing. That's what I was worried about. When in reality, Robert has since explained it to me as he wanted to act like a Trojan horse.
That was my whole intent on getting back in contact with Josh and Chris, was to pull a Trojan War tactic from the Greece. I was not his friend. I wanted him to think I was his friend, but in the end, I was gonna fuck him over.
Robert was originally brought on to revive the waning viewership of the Airsoft Fatty channel, but little did Josh know that he was actually a secret agent who worked with a fan named Supervisor to secretly record incriminating conversations to help Chris out.
I actually have someone in my Discord server that helped me get in touch with supervisor. He's another guy who was working to expose Josh, and I had him forward the voice clips to supervisor. I sent him screenshots. I pulled out all the stops to expose Josh.
You have an appearance. You're a celebrity. You're not fucking. You're not the next person that stole it. If they're it's clean, I don't give a shit.
Including allowing him to put his bank account on my AdSense. But of course, my AdSense didn't pay out to him because at the time I hadn't verified my billing address yet. He thought he was using me when in reality I was setting him up to fall.
But a lot of the whole Robert and Josh situation, I don't know every little thing about. What I do know is how I reacted, what I perceived, and acknowledging that now I'm more mature, now that I'm more able to slow down and perceive things, I can see where I was wrong.
After Chris kind of yelled at me for sending the voice clips to supervisor, we lost contact for a while. We didn't really want anything to do with each other for a little bit.
I finally reached out to someone that I've been working with at the time called Cookie. We were kind of getting friendly, so I called him up. I was like, yo, dude, look, this is the situation. I got this dude screaming in my face how I'm a piece of shit. He's left me with no money. I have to fucking move tomorrow. And he goes, get the U-Haul, get up here. Don't even worry about it. We'll deal with him. It took process of a couple of weeks. It took a lawyer getting involved. But eventually, Josh gives me my shit back, most of it. In that process, I had found out that he had something that he was using back during that time to extort me, which is another thing I didn't really bring up, the nude. I have only ever sent and taken one nude in my life. I was in a relationship at the time online. He hacks my Facebook, steals the photo, just the photo, doesn't screenshot anything else, and then deletes that Facebook. So he used that for that whole year and a half there. It was one of his little weapons. Between the money, the contract, he'd always say, you can't get out of the contract without paying me. He was just kind of content with me going live every day, getting upset, getting worked up, having trolls make clips of that. And at the time, I just was too fucked up, not recovered enough to really see that, understand, and pull myself away. Mods, if we could have you guys work your job on that asshole, that'd be great. Especially since I'm well and ready to take legal action after what I saw today on a certain website. Yeah. So they need to fucking get taken care of. One day I came home from a walk and Josh was sitting right there in our living room. And I said, Cookie, what the fuck's he doing here? Oh, he's here to help me out with my channel and stuff. I was like, really, dude? After all the fucking shit he put me through like this? He comes in, well, yeah, he's been helping me out for a few months now. And like, I said, Cookie, do you not remember how like you found me when I was with him?
Mind you, he was really good at manipulating people, which honestly says quite a bit about Cookie, Gucci Berry, Aaron, that they're actually falling for his manipulations and shit. Like, I'm actually proud of Chris for actually kicking Josh to the curb. We may not have been talking at the time, but I'm actually quite proud of Chris.
Yeah, so I'd actually, during the Josh situation, been banned on Twitch, I think twice I can recollect. But the first time was that situation where we were live. It was one of those where I was tired and I kept falling asleep. And you can't fall asleep on Twitch like that because they'll take that, especially with me taking bong rips and stuff, they take that as you're getting too high to a point where it's self-harm. So I caught the first ban from that. It was a 2-day ban. We keep going live. And eventually we do a stream where we're at Airsoft Alphonse, where we took grenades to the chest, and he was like, yo, let's go live and do this. And so they saw me take an actual impact explosive to the chest, and well, again, self-harm there. They think you're taking an actual C4 explosive to the chest. They don't want to take the moments to pick up on the little things. And that was a huge fight. That was almost a month long of trying to get that back because originally it was a permaban. during the time I was in the process of packing and getting things moved out. I was over at Josh's place. We were doing a stream. And it was one of those streams where I got in trouble because I was falling asleep. Again, while we were there, someone had called into the BCPD and said, "My name's Christopher LaFawn. I'm here with my mother. I just blew her fucking head off. Any motherfucking cop that comes to respond, I'm blowing their fucking brains out." So I was luckily enough away when it happened, when they came and kicked the door in and everything else. And I got a text from my neighbor in the morning saying, "Hey, why is the news outside your house?" And I was like, "What?" I go let Josh know about it, and Josh's like, "Yeah, you got swatted last night. I didn't want to tell you." And then he shows me the fucking news article that they literally wrote the next morning. Like, they never gave me any update on whether or not they caught the dude who did it or not. I still don't know if that dude's ever faced any trouble for it.
And today, I wanted to do something for us airsofters. What we're doing today is testing homemade reactive targets.
There were two different points where we were going to get evicted from that trailer because of money trouble. Because I'd give Cookie the money, and then somehow within the next week, we're behind that amount, but yet I gave you my cut. I hit Ian up the first time, he helped us out, copped up my half, helped me out. Second time when I was like, "Hey, I don't want money, I don't want to be that kind of guy where I'm just asking for money. Ian, I gotta ask, how do you do it? How do you reach out to some of these guys and get sponsorships going? Because I'm trying to get stuff going." It was roughly worded, now that I'm thinking about it, it was something along the lines of, sometimes you have to cut the bleeding limb off and just get a job and give this up. He couldn't even feed me 2 minutes. After that, we talked here and there on and off. And then after Creator Clash, when I went out and did the Anthem for him, we just kind of fell off. He has me blocked on every social media. It's like I can't even hit the dude up and be like, "Yo, sorry about some of the petty shit," if I wanted to, which is still fine by me because there's still some stuff I got a lot of problems with.
You don't know how much that actually helps. You don't know how much that actually helps, to be honest.
Chris's trolling grew worse around this time, with many emotional streams and the online public encouraging erratic behavior. However, it was then that he would encounter an important ally.
I just don't know any smoke tricks. Only get high trick. That's the only thing. Some people through the nose and shit. Yeah, I'm just like, nope.
I met Blaze around the time that I was hanging with Cookie, towards the end of that time.
I do these events where I hold a dab bar, consumption bar, education type stuff. I think I was gonna send them some samples and shit and do a promo or something, and then I was like, fuck it, come to these events.
Come out, knock the event out. We just all kind of clicked and it meshed. We started hanging out more in Discord.
We stayed in contact online, smoking and shit, chit-chatting.
And it gets to a point where I'm getting trolled so hard that people found out where I lived. No, they called my landlord, who's this older lady, and they started making death threats to her. Talking about, "We know your car, we know where you park it, we're gonna come firebomb your shit," and everything. They called, threatened her to a point where where she sat down with me.
To know you actually have baby balls to say it to my face, because everybody else has no balls. Or flaps, or whatever. Maybe you want to be as smooth as a dolphin, look like a Ken or a Barbie doll. What the fuck do I know? What do I care? None of my business.
Me and Cookie and his wife and said straight up, I either got to evict all three of you or Chris has got to go. I decided, hey, let's not make my friend and his wife relocate, but I'll relocate myself. I'll find my cat that I had at the time a place somewhere to go because I'm the one that has to leave.
Chris called me out of nowhere. Hey, dude, I'm getting evicted. I'm fucked.
That's the shitty part too. I'm basically in a situation right now where I really do. And I don't want to ask. I don't feel like asking. It's a level of pride, but at the same rate, like I said before, Charlie says he's my friend. I think Mr. Beast, I was playing Minecraft one time and somebody was like, I'm Mr. Beast's friend. Okay, you're an associate. Cool. I don't know. I never talked to any of these guys. Probably never will. Not saying I wouldn't. Probably never will. If I was in their shoes and I was watching them, because we switched places, I would probably reach out. Why? Because I have the platform, I have the money, I have the room, I have the availability to help this person. Why? Why not? I think they're funny. I think this or I think that or whatever the case may be. Why not? Sure, they can go off the handle. They're a bit eccentric and I would talk to them about it. About certain things. What to say, what not to say. Not that I would want to limit them, but I don't want them to get in trouble. Because what is freedom? If I wrote you a check and I wrote suck my dick on the back, or if I gave you a check and, sorry, let me re-put it the right way. If I gave you a check and it said suck my dick from the back on the memo line, would you still take the check? Is the money still green? Is it still American? That's what happened to me in my situation, more or less. I decided to exercise my freedom of speech against a rental company who has 3 stars, maybe 2.5 online because of how they treat their customers and rentees. So yeah, I would, but I'm not going to. Now we could say again, it's a level of pride, but where I lay my head is home. Well, the main point I was getting to with this was, like, he says, oh, I gotta find a place for my cat. Most people are willing to take a cat. I can't leave my dog with somebody else. That doesn't feel right. And when I went to Vegas for that week, my dad said she stopped eating for a little while. So I don't know if that's true. I don't think my dad would lie to me like that, especially about my dog. So it kind of makes me upset. Yeah, I love you too. Here. Come here. That's steak for you, sweetie. Alright? That's what I gotta say. Whoa.
Literally, my landlord, like, I think it was like within 4 days he had to be out. I'm fucked. Can you help me? His big plan at the time was get a tattoo from like a cigarette company the logo across his forehead. And he's like, can you look into this for me? It's legit. And I'm like, who told you this? And nah, you shouldn't do that. Then my friend was telling me about Fish Tank like every day. Dude, you gotta look this show up. You gotta look this show up.
Hey, Chris, you want to go on a show where you can get like a month of free board and like make some money? I said, what do you mean? He goes, the Sam Hyde kid, he's doing this show. He calls it Fish Tank. He says, it's like Jackass.
I've heard of Sam Hyde, but I don't know who the fuck that is. Who the fuck is that? I heard the name, I don't know who the fuck that is.
Ass meets, Full House type of shit. If you can get out here, he's gonna put you on and everything. You'll have a place basically. If you can hold out, if you can deal with this for a month, you will have a free place for a month and you'll be making money. And I said, you know what? Fly me out. Let's do it.
Because I was like, yo, you should have Airsoft Fatty in the tank, and I'll get him there. And he was like, oh yeah, you know Airsoft Fatty? I was like, yeah, and that's legit. I flew him out, I paid for his flight, and we got him to the house.
Part of the other reason why I talk trash is because, well, let's see here. Why do I talk trash? Or why do I call people out? Like Caleb or Opaville. Motorhar, I sent you a message, but you never replied. Apparently you're too fucking good. Because he's so sog. Maybe he's getting soggy now. I don't know. Who knows? What do I know? Besides the point, he didn't respond. You got nothing negative there. Again, see, blacklisted. They don't want to interact with me because it'll be decreased on their level. Oh, it's my business. It's my job. I'm too afraid to start over. Now, why do I talk about them? Well, if you know Ompaville, you know Caleb, then you'll know his editor. Whichever editor. I seen, what's her name? At the place I work. Because I have facial recognition. Just like I know people's voices when I hear them. Which is why I'm able to call out voice actors who are playing and using their voice through medium. Even if they're changing their voice to sound like something else, you son of a bitch. Well, dang dog, where you go? Getting shot to now. Looking done dead. It doesn't pan out well for someone who is, again, trained for a job that I hoped, a career that I wanted. I could probably still, but at this point I'm just becoming an old man. I don't want to slow them down. I'm still relative company and I can catch up, and I'm pretty sure I can push further than most of them. But then again, that's me being confident. Why I didn't go down that route? Well, after a while I started thinking about red tape and how I didn't want to be restricted. And that how many other organizations are willing to accept that type of accommodation, knowing that I'm willing to accept full repercussions, knowing that they won't ever help me. You win some, you lose some, you just sign a contract or two. You're good.
And it was very organic and, just kind of happened the way it happened.
So it had nothing to do with getting back at iDubbbz.
Joey, can you open up the iDubbbz gaslighting document?
So you're punking me.
I'm not punking you. I'm trying to make I thought it'd be funny for your fans. I think they'd like it.
She's gotta go, man. She's gonna ruin his life.
So yeah, now that this guy is on the daily insulting my wife, I think it's pretty fair to, not want to associate with him.
No.
Anisha's your wife? What I was going to say at the beginning of this video, before I even streamed, because I was going to rewatch it on stream, on Twitch, is that if I made a certain amount of money, regularly, not this chump change that I get from the job that I work. you know, 5 or 6 figure lump sums. And people think, well, you've never had that. Do you want to continue lying? Or are you gonna, like, shut the fuck up and listen when somebody's talking about themselves? Money means nothing. It burns as fast as trees do. Means nothing. And when you're not making it legit, it's a little bit harder to have. So you kind of gotta just give it to charities. Anonymously. That being said, if I was making a certain amount of money from YouTube, which I consider anything below $1,000 chump change. If I was making a certain amount of money, like iDubbbz was, or he had, quote unquote, $1 million, probably like Charles does, how Hassan bought his $3.5 million house because he's a socialist who thinks who doesn't want money, who thinks about giving money back to who doesn't. He's a lying sack of shit, and yet you still follow him. Anyway, not me. I called him out. Check my Twitter. Check my Twitter. Check my Instagram. I called that bitch out. That being said, if I had a certain amount of money income, I wouldn't let myself spend a certain amount a week, a certain amount a month, and throughout the year. How you... I remember watching the video. We're comfortable, right? You weren't making any money, and you're wasting I don't know how much. I don't know exactly your finances. It's what hearsay, right? This was a video. You weren't making any money, and you guys were living off your funds. I don't know. All I know is that that wouldn't fly with me, regardless of a wife or a girlfriend or any of that shit. That wouldn't fly with me, because I have protocols, I have rules, I have protocols, and I have elite protocols. And that falls under the elite protocol. And the people that have heard me talk about that, and I've only ever talked about it at my job at most 2 or 3 times. Because I don't talk about elite protocols. Because you wouldn't understand them. See, I'm a morally upright person, but elite protocols call for ambiguity. To make it a bit murky. And I'm okay with that. Nothing in this world is that clear. And I'm okay with going to the smoke, the fog of war. I'm okay with going to the fog of war. Because sometimes, more often than not, I'm either going to see my enemy's eyes or I'm going to see victory. So, either way, we'll just see how it pans out.
I don't know how much I'm supposed to reveal here, but literally we were told, don't mention him. It ain't about that. I think the whole show, like the whole thing was just such an organic thing that when put together the right time and right everything, it just worked out for everybody involved.
Chris, come on in.
Hello, everybody.
Hey.
We ready to make some art?
Yep.
Can we get some fucking personality?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, thank you. Clap.
Oh my god, so the time that I fell down the stairs, because you can see I stepped, and it seems like I'm all good, I go to step again, that's when I fall. And what had happened was I hit my chin, and as I slid it was ka-thunk, 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 ka-thunk. Yeah, that sucks. It's gonna be funny as hell to see, and then you see it on the online, and you think to yourself, damn, if only I could have done that pantless.
Your dick is yes. 100% yes.
At one point, they were all like, yeah, being nude's totally fine. And at first, I wasn't going to do it. But I thought about it as I was going through the show. I thought to myself, I said, this could be a major fuck you to Josh. I could go naked right fucking now. and had more eyes on me than Josh would ever have with that photo.
See what else? How about you had blackface on at one point?
Oh my, that's one of the few little things that I do regret. No! No! Of course, you're on that show, you're at your mental wit's end, you're exhausted, you've got all this crazy shit going on, you're not mentally in the right space. If I wasn't so crazy at the time, I probably wouldn't have done it, and I still regret it to this day.
Oh, Chris.
Oh my god. Okay, so that was a legit hooker. That was a legit lady of the night. Legitimately, we were gonna fuck. Of course, things happened. We're also in a very gross home with a bunch of shit happening. It's like frat house meets Jackass.
Was like massaging you. There's something on like
it's
your butt crack.
stage from fucking airsoftting.
What's that?
Old stage from airsoftting, sliding dirt.
Okay, I'm like, it looks like poop stains, and I got scared.
You're good.
Okay, wow. I definitely need some more money now, because
Yeah, I took that real personally, and I think if I'd have just came back out, fucking stopped moping, probably would have had some fun. That's like the number 3 thing I think I regret the most, is not coming back and saying, fuck it, give it another shot. But while on the show, I found out they had started a GoFundMe for me. And I was like, no way. That next time I came down for an interview, I told them, hey, make sure that like the only person who has any access to this stuff and info and things like that has got to be Blaze. He's the one person I trust.
His decision, how did he come to the decision to stay here? It was kind of necessity, I think, and also just, it worked.
And he goes, Chris, I know you're thinking about getting an apartment and stuff, but I mean, you look at that 20, it's not really gonna, you'll get a place for a year, but you really won't have a permanent spot. He goes, why don't you get a converted home? Get one of those converted shed homes. Sure, it's not glorious, but I got a spot you can put it, build it up so you actually own it, so no one can get you kicked out again.
While people were happy to see Airsoft Fatty with a roof over his head, the high donations paired with Blaze's sudden appearance in Chris's life came off as suspicious to the online public. Given what had happened with the Josh situation and Blaze's lack of an online presence, he was quickly seen in a negative light, with some speculating that the high donations were part of a possible money laundering scheme that Blaze was running to hide the supposed earnings of an illegal marijuana farm.
No, everything I do is medical. I've been involved in the medical program since like 2016. Where we're at, it's completely legal medically and recreationally.
So if you're not laundering money through the GoFundMe, who's paying that money?
Like 600 different people, but where's the big chunks of money coming from is a specific person, and they're just a generous person, I guess. I really don't know too much.
We've reached out to her. I'm gonna be dead ass honest right now. Look, if you're out, I'm not gonna say your name because you know who you are. But if you want to go have a dinner with me, I'm more than open to the idea, because at least as a way, and even a couple, just I want to show some appreciation, because that's a lot. That's more money than I used to see in a year. So like,
ain't that the truth?
That is. Well, fuck you, man.
He wasn't trying to be your manager. He was
No,
trying to
he
better your
wasn't.
life.
And people thought he was trying to do what Josh was doing. Like, he's not.
Like, you can call them trolls, but really they are his fans. And I have had to come to this realization that, like, it's one hand wash the other. It's part of the system. I'm not used to this shit, somebody fucking with my friend. And again, half the shit is bullshit. So when I know it's bullshit, because I'm here and I see him firsthand, it pisses me off.
But an episode of our podcast and a stream key we did a few months ago were just randomly taken offline the other day, and one of Kiwi's channels was hit with a copyright strike. A false copyright strike, may I add.
Those videos that are in question were flagged by copyright ID, content ID on YouTube's automatic system, and we did hit removal. I'm not the guy that really makes that final decision, as much as it seems like it is. If anybody wanted to reach out and talk to Chris and work this shit out, for sure. Like, we have talked to a few people who aren't doing flattering videos on Chris that he does want to talk to and he probably will work with. So it's not like he wouldn't do an interview with them or something too. Nobody's actually reached out to us for anything like that.
While this explanation for the video takedowns might be unsatisfactory, at the very least I can confirm that there's no evidence that illegal activity has occurred. Regardless, a backlash towards Blaze has worsened by a live stream that took place before I visited, where Chris appeared to be in physical danger.
Not feeling super safe right now, so I'm kind of just going live to make sure something happens. They did this interview he's witnessed. So that stream right there, yeah, it was kind of like a PTSD moment in a way. Just to address everyone out there, I am fine. I am safe. It was just me, panicked, going through an overwhelming load of emotion at the time.
Before Blaze, Chris was a complete, I guess you could say, clusterfuck?
I really, even if I panic, even if I relapse, know that I am in the safest fucking place I can be. If I talk about ever wanting to hurt myself, I have a dude that will literally drive at 150 miles an hour to get to me as fast as he can. I have not been able to sleep easier or take deeper breaths in a very long time because of it. Nice, nice, slice, nice, slice, nice, slice, nice, slice, nice.
We didn't really want anything to do with each other for a little bit until, of course, Blaze hit me up about, what was it, 2-3 months ago?
Chris and me were kind of just talking about it, and actually a lot of it was like he was bringing up nostalgia, memories, and every time it was like, and you could ask Robert, and Robert was right there, and you could ask Robert.
He was like, look at every time you got upset with him. Look at every time y'all have had a fight. It is always because someone said something, and you two couldn't communicate at the time in the right way to get that dealt with. And I was like, damn, you're right.
I hit Robert up, and I was like, bro, you and Chris got to talk. You got to work out your differences. You guys should be friends again.
It basically snowballed from there, and now I'm actually physically here with Chris.
And you know what? I couldn't be happier. I've got my best friend back. And I tell you what, there's no more relaxing and just a feeling of just being like, yep, that guy right there, that guy's been there, that guy has seen me at my worst, that guy has seen me at my best. That's the motherfucker I want carrying my ring as a ring bearer. That's the dude that I want carrying my casket.
And when I heard, truthfully, that Robert's never made $1 for any YouTube video he's in, I actually said to Chris, like, what the fuck, man? So to me, that's a real friend. As far as him getting here and staying here, it kind of just worked out like that.
I'm actually seriously considering moving down here permanently.
He's got his issues, everybody does, but he hasn't threatened anybody, you know, he doesn't go for any crazy shit. He's just a regular dude that's got some issues, you know.
I don't tend to go full force anymore, because there was a couple times where Chris would make me angry, and despite him being my brother, we'd go out front with lightsabers, and I'd then proceed to try to kill him. I'm actually in a way better spot mentally than I was back then.
I'm just proud of what he's accomplished in the short amount of time that he's had.
Okay, what that lady was talking about, you see his armpits? I'm not making fun of you. It's a medical thing, right? At this point. That's what but she acts like she's never... I won't even.
And what he did with it.
With people who promote me getting better, promote me getting back on track to success. And I mean, it's showing. We're back to making content regularly. We're back to having fun. We're back to smiling genuinely and I'm happy. Whoa.
Can only be one.
Hey there.
Hey.
You know what they call my saber? Pregnant anthrax. It's like a pregnancy I'm unexpected, and like anthrax, it gets the kill.
Oh dear God. I'm sorry, I can't give a straight face with the...
I guess I did the ultimate tactic. Pokemon, learn from this. The confusion status sucks. We need the giggle status. Ah, Pumbaa, what are you thinking? You already got the mohawk hair. Oh, ready to go. Yeah. Oh. Ow, my dick. Ah. So that's 1 point for him. That shit got me in the dick.
Get him, Robert.
God damn it! Holy shit! Hi, you won.
I always got a lot to say about something. What? You guys want to go down some rabbit hole conspiracy theories with me? Yeah? Yeah? Yeah, you guys want to go down some rabbit hole conspiracy theories with me? No? No? Oh. Okay. I'll just watch movies then. Sorry. Sorry. I just thought maybe I'd throw some pamphlets in the air and get some accelerant going. I didn't want to excite you. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't want to excite you. Whoa! Excuse me. Not really. Shut the fuck up. Oh, fuck. For some reason, my adrenaline is spiking right now. And I fucking love it.
I heard you always been a
Please don't destroy. I saw Black Butterfly. Oh my god, it's so stupid. It is so dumb. Nothing to Antonio Banderas or any of the other actors. It's just dumb. I'm sorry. It's just what's Stephen King's fucking book or the movie adaptation where the fucking writer gets crashes in a snow, whatever. It's like the same thing, except the killer comes to him. It's dumb. I'm sorry. It was dumb. I literally kept thinking like this is Stephen King's whatever that fucking movie is called, because I never watched it all the way. I just know the reference to it. You know, she puts the block of wood between his ankles and takes a sledgehammer to him. But you're no, I think I'm getting better now. We'll do a video. I think I'm getting better now. Oh, really? I stopped watching after that. That shit was hilarious. Oh my god. I stopped watching that, and then I started watching The Shining, and I was like, this is better. Oh my god, he's got to be psychotic if he's laughing at some woman breaking that dude's ankles. It's movie magic. It's not real. You're psychotic for thinking about that. For trying to manipulate somebody else's point of view and coerce them into believing something that's not true. People do that all the time about me. They go off and say shit behind my back all the time. Oh, he doesn't do this. He's worked at that job for 10 years and hasn't fucked anybody that he works with. It's called professionalism. Plus, I don't know them. Ladies, don't get me wrong. If it happens like that, it happens like that. But, I mean, generally it's going to take somewhere between 3 months to about a year for me to, oh, this person's okay. I might. I'd consider it. They seem trustworthy. What do I know? Lame. Oh, what time is it? Oh, I gotta quit. Oh, it's already 12. I gotta stop yelling, guys. It's already 12 a.m. I gotta stop yelling, guys. I'm sorry. I gotta stop doing that. I can't yell like that anymore, guys. You know how late it is.
Alpha, this is 66. Time of contact 1028 local.
Confirm your dope. Up.
Okay, guys, we're watching a movie now.
Baby, you understand me now. If sometimes you see that I'm mad, don't you know no one alive can always be an angel? When everything goes wrong, you see some bad. But I'm just a soul whose intentions are good. Oh Lord, please don't let me be misunderstood.
Dude.
You know, sometimes, baby, I'm so carefree, and then you're bound to see my other side. But I'm just a soul whose intentions are good. Oh Lord, please don't let me be misunderstood.
Who the fuck are you?
Nobody.
Me?
I gotta tell you personally, it's a lot of fun being nobody. It's getting hot in here, so I gotta take off all my clothes. It's getting too hot. I gotta take my clothes off.
Fuck! I missed the garbage.
Okay, I gotta say something. When I was watching Meat Canyon, I find this funny because then it means that people in my stream are doing that. Oh, concurrent. Oh, ooh. That means people in my stream are doing that whenever I fucking decide to do stupid shit like this. I'm not surprised, straight or whatever you identify as, guys or ladies, are whacking it to my stream. What the fuck do I know? But I do know that it is a possibility and it is a reality. So it's more of a 60-40, 60, it is happening, 40, it's not. The sad part I'm going to say is, and there's nothing wrong with that. You should just admit it to yourself, maybe be open with others, and set your boundary and not take guff from anybody. But if you're a straight guy doing that, then you should probably just admit it. Like, because, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, but I'm pretty sure people are going to suspect. Second note. You don't have to. But I have to assume most of the people that are watching me, at least 2/3 of them, on my Twitch account, are males and are getting off to it. You do you. I doubt I'll shake your hand. I doubt I'll meet you. If it ever comes to reality, I'll shake your hand. Watch. You think you're the only one that's got something weird on your hand? Read what the description of this video says. Okay? You think your hand's been somewhere weird? You ever had a chocolate pretzel? You ever had a chocolate pretzel? Huh? I didn't think so. No, most of you guys haven't even seen Mallrats. On to the movie. Oh, I.
It's the garbage. Put the phone down.
We don't want any trouble.
Your money. Cash. Now.
But that's about all there is on that.
That's it?
I use a debit card.
I didn't find anything. What about his watch?
Is this worth something?
To me, it is.
Take it.
Give me your ring. Give me your fucking ring. Hey! Hey, get off him! No! Get off him! Stop it! I swear to God, I'll fucking shoot you!
Let him go, son.
What?
I said let him go.
Hey! What? Please stop! Just take what you want to go, please. Just shut up! Let's get out of here. Baby, let's go!
You picked the wrong fucking house. Just fuck.
Shut up!
What the fuck, Dad?
I can't believe I let this happen. My beautiful wife, beautiful kids, my home broken into with the friggin'
Mr. Mansell.
Excuse me?
So that's how they got in, huh? Using a pizza box?
Yeah.
In the golf club? Did you even take a swing?
She had it.
Could have taken her, Dad.
Look, you did the right thing, Mr. Mansell.
You know, if that was my family, we're gonna
At YouTube, our goal is to give everyone a voice and show them the world. Part of building a platform that works for everyone is making sure we have sophisticated content management tools that help content owners manage and protect their works. That's where Content ID comes in. Nearly all content claims on YouTube take place through Content ID. So, what is it? Content ID is YouTube's unique software system that was built to help content owners find copies of their work on YouTube. Content ID also gives them options beyond taking down copies, which in turn allows YouTube creators around the world to share creative ideas through fan videos that may include others' original content. Here's how Content ID works. First, content owners give us audio or visual reference files that identify their works. Our Content ID database creates what is known as a fingerprint